Oh my gosh. Hi. Listen, hey, we are on the internet. This is very exciting times. Hey, thanks for joining us on Apochromatic Unlimited. We are raising funds for Indigenous Women's Rising for Women's History Month. I have a whole awesome cast of people that are here to play with me. CBR plus PNK, Cyber plus Punk. I'm not sure what the title is, but you guys know me. I'm JoJo. I have taken over. Give me this. I have taken over the Apochromatic channel. Okay. I will be your DJ tonight as we revisit Night City. I am a storytelling anthropologist, general goofy guy, and I have the reins tonight. I'm gonna popcorn over to Abby to introduce.
You see, you'd think I'd get used to being called on first because I've got an alphabetical first name, but I never do. Yet there, I'm Avi. I'm your local Dinet and Mexican nerd. I'm here to play none other than Wasp, your street doctor. And as she said, we're about as fucked as a bunch of possums outside abortion clinics, so let's just get into this and let's make sure these robots don't take over the world again.
I love it. Thank you, Abby. Uh, Sam, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I am Classic Sam NYGM, and I am playing Cutout because Cutout's a street samurai that just doesn't care about anything. So we're gonna do this. We'll see what happens.
Nice. And Calamity, please.
Oh, heck, it's me. Hi, I'm Calamity, pronoun she, they. Today I will be playing Point, who is a former ballerina turned assassin, question mark? Unsure if she's actually assassinated anyone at this point. Pronouns they, she. That's
I
me.
Nice. Awesome. I don't think we need to beleaguer our introductions. I think we're all ready and excited to play. So I'm gonna go ahead and take us into this story at Hotel Serenity. The year, my friends. Let me get my Night City voice. We're gonna get real sexy with this. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Night City. uh, this is 2045. 22 years after Johnny Silverhand took out Arasaka Tower, if you believe what the propaganda has to say, if he was really at the site. And the last 22 years, Night City has been wrist deep in the reconstruction project. The time of the red skies fill the cityscape as the luminescent sting of scars of the past kind of hang in the air. It has been a brutal reclamation period as the radiation has been cleared away and the debris and rubble post nuclear catastrophe. Um, Going south in Night City, towards the edges of Santo Domingo, formerly Haywood area. This is nestled what is kind of a blossoming community center uh, in the name of Hotel Serenity. Now, Hotel Serenity is a little bit of a refuge for retired solos, uh, survivors of the Fourth Corporate War, and those that are undergoing kind of a community retreat for various degrees of cyberpsychosis, schizophrenia, and various mental illnesses. The hotel's previously luxury complex is now set as a sort of community development where there are, is a pool and community activities like dance. There is community gardens where the open fields that were previously putt fields were turned into fertile soil. And it's all thanks to the grant or the deal laid between the architect, the founder of the hotel property, and some Biotechnica contracts from 20, 30 years ago. Um, the hotel has, in a word, is reflective. There's a lot of polished reflective surfaces. It hangs in a sort of copper sheen. It has like that kind of, this is old metal work, but we've polished and buffed it out. The bullet holes have been welded tight together, so it almost looks like there's rivets or thumb dips in different parts of the hotel where metal had been punctured. Um, who do I want to pick on? Uh, Calamity. If you could please take me in the day of the life of your character, if you could please introduce them, what they look like, and what they might be doing in this community center.
Yeah, so Point, who is a about like 5'3", kind of petite, dark skinned person with uh, their hair shaved on the sides, except on the very top where they have the most perfect ballet bun. And it is every morning they wake up and do that bun perfectly before going into some morning stretches. I say wake up early. It's probably like well into not early at that time. It's probably midday by the time she gets up, but wakes up and does her exercises, like her like warm ups, um, before maybe kind of trudging into the more social areas of the community center. Um, I think you're muted, or my audio is being weird.
No, he's muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, sick. Okay, I think if you were kind of getting your morning warm-ups done and it headed into commons community areas, in the sort of hotel lobby, you would find a couple of reformed booster gang members that are kind of playing what is almost like hacky sack. Um, it is one of those things where you can tell that like they're encroaching on the front desk staff, like whenever you work a service position and people just don't understand the concept of like you're supposed to be on that side of the desk, right?
Mhm.
uh but these guys are coming in from the street, and at least their hearts are in a good place. um you do get the idea that today there are some activities happening outside, as like a kind of coordinated group fitness, kind of like a body pump kind of techno dance outside on the repurposed kind of field out there. uh I think it's kind of a positive day. It's people are trying to appreciate the fact that the this rebuild era is kind of coming to an end, and now like we have, it's all a new horizon. Night City's rebuilding into its new golden age, and this is just one of those moments.
I think even though there's this kind of brightness around them and this kind of joy around them, there's almost like this dark shadow that is uh that is Point's presence. They kind of almost lurk as they watch all of this kind of like positive energy and the new people coming in who are really excited. Um, yeah, just kind of quietly in a corner observing with a face that does not seem to match the energy around them.
Yeah, a part of the scene but not a participant.
Hmm.
Interesting. I think the camera would pan here to a sick kind of wub wub beat as it would drop through the floor. Um, Abby, what what would your character be doing today? Who is your character, and what are we up to?
Dr. Wasp, as she is affectionately known as, less so by others, is currently in the hotel's makeshift surgery room. She has a leather jacket tied around her waist as a makeshift apron. She's a very waifish woman, olive skin, tanned, gone pale from being inside so much. Currently, she's operating on a patient, and as he's coming to the amnesia, just through a gas mask because that's the only PPE she could find. She's just talking him through it. You know, when we took you from the wasteland, yeah, we found a few things along with your kidneys, just making sure that you were doing things all right. But also, as I was poking around there in your guts, I saw that your gallbladder was about to burst, so I took that out too. So you're missing a kidney and a gallbladder. I'll write this down in your medical records. You are literate, yes?
What yeah, yeah, but like I that's not something you tell people.
No, it's important. I believe in informed consent when it comes to medicine.
Hey
Also,
man,
those
listen,
photos, yeah.
listen, doc. This is part of doc patient confidentialities. Okay, they'll kick me from the gang if they know I can't read because I just look at the pictures when we're lifting stuff. But you can't. You got I'm not on the street anymore because I'm here, right? But like if you confidentiality, right, doc? Like they're not gonna tell people I can't read, right?
And she's just takes up her gas mask. You see, she's a bit older in her 40s, bit of gray coming through her hair. She's poking around at the surgery site. Oh, I ain't gonna tell them shit, sweetheart, but I think they know you can't read and they're just being nice about it. All right, just put an X here on this line and then I can let you go. Help yourself to a lollipop on the way out. Oh, so nice seeing you. If you need more help, ask for Dr. Wasp, okay? Okay, goodbye. And she just leaves, ready to go see the next patient. Work never ends. This woman is hopped up.
Cool. I think illiterate Steve pops out, grabs a lollipop, and he kind of looks at the words, uh holds it up to an eye to like scan it, like the text of the lollipop, and you see like his eye sort of flash for a moment, and then his ear glows as if like he's getting a live text to speech read of how many licks does it take to get the center of a choom pop, and he kind of unwraps it and goes, well, I can count 1, 2, and walks out the door. um Sam, tell us about your character. What are we doing today?
So you see a 5'7", pretty muscular woman standing where I guess the front desk would be, kind of looking for someone. She's holding a deck and she's like looking around, kind of like um her hair is very, very long and black and down, almost down to her kneecaps. And in the crook of her arm, you see some exposed metal. You're not, no one's entirely sure what it is. Um, and she's impatient and annoyed. And she's like, I don't know who's back there, but I'm gonna need some help. I've been here for a while. I need someone to fix my deck. Hello?
uh uh Hi, I think you're catching. Are you like in the commons, like lobby area, like you're just coming into the property?
No, listen. I look. I've been up in my place for a while. I haven't been down in a bit, but it's fine. The deck is not working. I have jobs to look for. There's stuff out there. I need you to look at it. Like, I don't fix
Oh,
it.
oh, okay. Well, you wouldn't be able to get. I I'm no street doc, but if you want to catch uh Wasp downstairs in the med
I'm
bay.
not going
What?
downstairs to the med bay. I'm not sick. I need you. I need information. I need a job. I need. Listen, I'm losing my patience here.
Oh,
Get
oh,
my computer. I'm gonna use old words. You fix my computer.
oh, oh, you need like a somebody that can handle Chrome. Okay, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Gotcha. No worries. No worries. No worries. It's okay. We take all kinds here. We take all kinds here. Uh, uh, and you're gonna see as this sort of um what would be the equivalent of like some like a bellboy at the property, like someone who helps transport um luggage, supplies, bags. Like you kind of caught somebody like in uh the lobby commons. They kind of run off to find help for someone that could possibly help. Um, while they've stepped away, I imagine you've kind of got the sweats a little bit. You're probably in what? Can you tell us what your physical state is like?
uh,
How are you feeling physically?
Cutout's aggravated because she was looking for some type of street job, something to do to, I guess, feel the adrenaline rush that she's lacking right now. She's in a stasis of kind of just like, this is too common, this is too boring. There's not enough happening. So she is anxious and hyper aware of her surroundings and very, very much on edge, almost to the point of violence.
Okay, cool, cool. Um, I think after about a minute or two of sitting there kind of agitatedly, uh, you find that there is a small, kind of a short, hunched over, balding, bald, definitely bald with like a fuller beard. You can see there are the cybernetic enhancements under the eyes, but that like the eyes are very narrow and squinty, worn with age. There is a man, sort of a little cane, um, a sort of uh stone atop the cane, um and will say to you, "Oh, you seem to be having a bit of anxiety. Have you walked the grounds lately?"
I'm not anxious. I'm not anything. Just need someone to fix this. I'm not, who, what the, what, I,
The At this point, the bellboy that had run away comes back with kind of like a rudimentary uh tech. This is 2045. The
Mhm.
techs of 2045 aren't as high as the 2077, but somebody that does have kind of like a cyber deck with a neural import that could check out your equipment, as just kind of like a diagnostic scan, if you would allow them to. When they come around the corner with the tech, you see them kind of go, "Oh, hey boss, I was just getting help from Raj here that was gonna do a diagnostic on this walk-in." The old man goes, "No, no, it's okay. It's I prefer a little bit of
No, no,
a
no, no,
holistic approach."
that, that, we, there's no holistic. I need him to listen. Please don't listen to your boss. I need, just help me just fix this, okay? I don't do holistic. We're not doing flowers. I
No.
need.
No, yeah, the old man kind of like nods, like, "No, I understand that sometimes the only salve is action, is adrenaline. I understand. That's why we've organized some Zumba classes here on site.
Listen, old
Uh,
man. I
it
need
gets a
you.
little hip, a little pep in your step." As the second attendant, Raj, kind of gestures to see if they could plug into your cyber deck just to do a diagnostic on what's
And
going on.
as Raj is like trying to, she kind of pushes the deck, the
Hmm.
broken machinery toward him, and she's like, "Listen, old man. I don't know what your problem is. This place is cute, but I need things fixed now. I don't need this, whatever this is. Just fix my stuff so I can go back to my place.
Sure. Uh, we are actually having a little bit of a community potluck tonight. If you wouldn't mind staying until it's served, I'm sure we could have you fixed and on your way. Sometimes all you really need is a good soup, company, a roof over your head.
I have a roof. I have food. I don't. Okay.
Very well.
What kid? What's your name?
Oh, they just call me Ham.
Hi. Okay. Listen. How long before this is fixed?
Do you allow the tech to assess you?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, let's find out. Let's see. Mostly a success on this. I think the tell us as the tech is going through. I would like you, Sam. It's
Mhm.
not a clear success. It's not a full six. They are fives that I got. So it is a general success. But there is something that eludes Raj's eyes. Uh, if you could tell the audience from a narrative point of view, what seems to be ailing Cutout that Raj sees, and what's the detail that Raj misses?
Raj sees that cutout is missing someone. Someone is gone from their life. They're not entirely sure who that someone is, but it caused a severe trauma in Cutout. And Cutout is desperate to not only maybe follow wherever they may have gone, but is also desperate to feel this uneasiness. And the way they've thought to do that is through as much adrenaline as they could possibly get. So the most, I guess, unhinged jobs they could think of to find, they kind of try and pick up. So Raj would probably pick up like, oh, this person has some serious trauma, but don't know what it's connected to or
Got it.
how.
Okay. I think Raj goes, "Oh, well, good news, boss. I think we could have them set up here in basically a night, really. They would have to just rest on it, make it back through the evening, and I think we could have them shipped out, no problem."
The night after.
Ham kind of chuckles and goes, "Come now, a single night wouldn't be the worst. When was the last time you've been able to rest for a full night? We'll have you fixed up as fast as you can, but first there are festivities, celebrations, and we're scheduled for a 2 o'clock potluck at the community deck by the pool, and we absolutely spared no expense. So you must come down if you want to seek treatment. You must be a part of the community, share a plate of food, uh, and Ham gestures to um, Raj and asks him to Can you put a call out on the speakers? Uh, we will be meeting on the deck in 20 minutes to celebrate Community Day, Community Remembrance Day. Uh,
uh, Cutout's kind of just mumbling to herself, like, community. What? I just need my. How did I? I don't. I don't. I don't get it. I don't. All right, listen. Is there somewhere I could be besides this? Do I have to be part of this community thing? Like,
n-
uh,
we never make anyone do anything that we wouldn't do ourselves. So if you're not feeling it, please just have a seat. We're just happy
oh,
you
okay.
could be there.
I'll. Okay, listen. I am a little hungry. I haven't eaten. I guess in a few days. Maybe.
You
we
You
can just
there
sit.
is you can as you're saying that, uh point as you're kind of watching the lobby, uh, and Wasp as you're coming up the elevator out into the lobby, having taken a break in seeing folks for the day. There is the wafting of a cart of food, a full spread of farm raised birds. There are a couple dozen eggs, which is a pretty penny of eddies. In this dystopia that we live in, eggs go for an incredible amount of money.
Well,
And
fuck me sideways and put me in a blonde wig. Are those scrambled eggs? Oh, it is a special occasion. I just take off my gloves and follow that cart.
I think the service volunteer Steve is kind of walking, and it goes, Wasp, now you know you gotta wait until we hold all the food out. No special sneak treats, all right?
Well, listen, I was fist deep in a man's intestines the other day. He had a hernia. I would like at least a bite. I think I deserve one. Come on. Could be a good doctor. Truly. Think about an apple a day. I need an egg a day. Come on, please. Just one little bite. Handful. Nobody's gonna even notice.
Can I get an extra lollipop next time I visit?
I'll consider it. And I'll just. She will just take a handful of scrambled eggs, put it in her mouth, and kind of just sidle up next to Point. Hey.
You could have at least gotten a fork. Something fast.
You didn't set out that silverware yet. I'm pretty sure that's still on the first floor. By the way, why are you looking so gloomy? Come on, it's feast day, whatever.
When you get a look at Point's face, they actually have, like I said, they're a dark skinned, kind of like femme looking person. But from the jaw down, it almost looks like they're wearing this like black porcelain mask. Their lips are like painted pink, almost like you would expect to on China, with kind of like cybernetic enhanced, like kind of you can tell it's kind of stuck there mechanically, basically. But also has this very elegant, like kind of porcelain look. Um, so when she talks, you actually don't see her lips move. And she kind of glances over at where the food has gone. I mean, I would say you've earned it. You've been working real hard lately.
What can I say? I am nothing if not a generous woman. I could have taken a whole egg sandwich. No. Should have brought you something. Give me just a second. I might just have a treat for you. And I'm reaching around in my
Fine,
leather
don't
jacket pockets.
I don't need anything. I'm fine. Thank you.
All right, well, I hear you, but just let me know if you need to turn that frown or the way around.
Hey, old man. Who's the hyper one right there? The one that just grabbed the extra food.
Oh, that would be our resident Dr. Wasp. Uh,
Uh,
Share her my name call. What's going on, old man? What's going on here? Hello, you must be the new one. I just take your hand, shake it very vigorously.
and Kara's gonna like snatch her hand back, and as she snatches her hand back, the hood, what looks like a hood that's over her, kind of falls off a little bit, and you realize it's an actual part of her skin of her back. That's like almost like a mesh down her back.
That is some advanced shit. Goddamn, my apologies.
Don't touch me ever. Are we
Heard,
clear?
understood.
Okay.
Absolutely. My apologies. What might I call you?
You could call me cutout, but I have you're a doc, right?
Yeah, I can fix up most things. What about it? Mixed cutout?
All right, listen. They're fixing my stuff, but I think I have a little extra problem. I have a Neuralink. I'm not sure if it's my actual gear or the Neuralink or the mesh, but something doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel hyper. It doesn't feel up. It feels down. I don't like it. Can you fix this?
Well, I can certainly take a peek. But look, I gotta listen to the folks who own the place. That's just me. I'm just the resident here. After the feast, I could definitely get you into my office. I just had my last patient seen through.
What is with the feast with you people? Okay. All
If you
right,
just go
fine.
to it, and Point will step forward. If you just go to it, they'll get quieter sooner. Just get it over with.
Uh,
Fine.
Ahead, you hear Ham, the architect, say, "Yes, yes, please make your way outside." This guy gives like very small, could have been Santa Claus if this wasn't a dystopia. Like big grandpa energy. This is Professor Hammond from Jurassic Park. This is all those little old men with a lot of money that before capitalism ruins everything. But you do hear out Ham call out, yes, if we could make our way outside. You have not lived till you've had this week's stew. This week's it is made with brisket and potatoes. The brisket, synthetic meat, but we've gotten very good at replicating the taste. The potatoes have been brought in from the nomads outside of Night City, ferried in from Idaho. We spent no expense getting the supplies to make really good community stew. It will heat up your bellies.
Uh, I have a question. How do you transport all this high-end stuff? There must be some really good people running this stuff for you. I mean, you got eggs.
Ham kind of coughs. He goes, yes, well, we've all had youths, no? We all make our fortunes some way.
Mm.
Uh, kind of a I don't think I think as it's one of those moments of real recognize real, and perhaps the kindly old man. Well, this building has been here since the fourth corporate war. It's been 22, 23 years. And as
Mm.
far as public records show, this guy is the proprietor of this land. It's been around a little bit, lived through the worst of it.
Yeah, you got a network going. Listen, if you ever need someone to run your stuff, I'm the
Oh,
person for you.
as you can, as the people are coming up to the spread, uh, pulling, what would be at this point, community made uh, bread that is being pulled. This is not, they don't have real butter, but there is, it should be butter spray that gives the same taste and flavor. A lot of what we would consider necessary condiments don't exist in this time and place. Most of it is synthetic paste. However, these ingredients, a good catch, a good eye, they are premium, they are high quality. Even the synthetic stuff is abnormally good, uh, given the time and destruction that Night City has gone through. There are people getting their food, and there is kind of taking a look around. Um, Reformed members of different gangs from the interior of Night City. Something that you notice is there is a modest amount of animals um, in rehab, people that were taking advanced drugs to enhance their physical physiques that are now here as a sort of rehab facility. You can see there are Reform 6th Street patrons that are sort of town militia vigilantes post military service. There's even, members of Japan's town's Tiger Claws and the Valentinos here in Santo Domingo in the what would be formerly South Night City. So you can see there are a few gangs This does create a little animosity against the greater city. You don't leave those gangs. So once you go to Hotel Serenity, that's kind of a one-way ticket. Um, you don't usually leave the life, you know. It's there. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. It's outside, and the red hues are fading. You can actually see streaks of blue in the sky as the time of the red, the time of destruction, is fading, and the city is healing. Ham on the deck grabs a mic that has a horrific muffle. He fumbles with it for a moment. It makes a loud screech that upsets everyone's cybernetic implants. He chuckles. Oh, sorry. These things are so sensitive now. They're so delicate. Hello, everyone. I am Hammond Rickfall. 20 years ago, I had a vision that we could build something better in the wake of the bomb that was detonated in the heart of our city, a city that once held tremendous progress. And now what I see is hope for the first time in decades. And we can be a beacon of hope, of the strength of Night City that we can always rebuild. Looking around, I mean, it's not a very impressive scene. There's a lot of like former recovering uh, people that were hopped up on chrome, synthetic drugs. But it is people that have found home and community in this place. There is kind of a nice base that kind of drowns out the cityscape um, when suddenly you kind of hear. I think we're gonna get our first rolls in. Gonna compare against these sheets here. I think if anybody is proficient in Streetwise, I'd like you guys to go ahead and make a roll for me if you have it.
Yes. That's a 5.
There's a 5. Okay. Perhaps it's the trauma that you've gone through in your life. Perhaps that your senses are just that heightened or you're just that on edge, but as you drown out Ham's speech of community and togetherness, and you admit that the stew is actually better than you want it to be, you hear at first, the soft sound. You listen a little more, and as you're eating, it dawns on you that a helicopter is coming. You hear the sound of a chopper, helicopter blades cutting through the air, and it takes you a moment to realize that's what's happening
Mm.
before a few 3 pods of what would be max tac shock troops drop in and just start firing indiscriminately kind of into the crowd, hitting gang members. The food goes flying, the plates explode, and you see people start to panic as one of them calls out, uh, "We're on the compound locating Cyber Psycho, deploying." As you can see, there are 3 trained Max Tac officials dropping onto the deck site, and it looks like they're just. If you're eyeballing it, it looks like they are shooting at anybody that has readily visible gang affiliations. You notice the gangers start going first. Clack, clack, clack. The shots start ringing out. At this point, you guys are on the deck. You see someone call out, "Where's Ham?" As people scatter, shots firing out. What would you guys like to do in this moment?
Cutout's going to going to reach, kind of weirdly reach almost in her side, like it's she's reaching in her body for a sidearm, and attached to her back underneath the mesh, she's gonna pull out a submachine gun at the same time, almost like dual wielding, and she's going to. Where is Abby? I mean, sorry, where is Wasp and Endpoint?
I think we were chatting, having like burrito tacos, right? Like on the railing. All this shit probably hitting the deck.
So Cutout's gonna kind of step in front of them and start firing at at the people who are firing at them.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll, please. So for you, you have perks on. You have a submachine gun.
Mm-hmm.
You also have one
Sidearm.
point. You have also have a point, and is it your sidearm or your submachine gun?
And then my submachine gun. So my
Okay.
submachine gun.
So you'll get your a d6 for the submachine gun, a d6 for ranged combat, and the normal d6. So roll 3d6 against the key. You're looking for 4 and higher.
We got a 4, a 5, and a 3.
I love it. I love it. 5 is good. 5 is partial success. It comes with a consequence. So I think as you levy the SMG and just start blasting into somebody, I would say that it's probably likely you hose down one of the assailants and clip a probably somebody in the common area as people are scurrying. You'll see a bullet tag somebody in the shoulder as they go sprawling out, and you feel a single, if you could mark a single point of stress
Mm-hmm.
on your sheet in the top right corner.
Yeah.
And you do see one max tac officer kind of drop to the ground. Point and Wasp. You can see at this point in the conflict in the melee that one of the max tac officers of the 3 has made their way to the architect, to Ham, and has kind of got them like their head down and is like trying to extract them from the site, from the area. Is there anything you'd like there is the third kind of uh, covering anybody that might stop that whatever this operation is, as the third operator has been dropped by Cutout.
All right, so cutouts cause a good amount of a diversion. If Ham goes, this whole place goes. So I am gonna pull out my almost sidearm, just a Glock, and take aim at this guy. Going for the shoulder, I'm looking to incapacitate, not kill, just to get him to let go of Ham and maybe give him a chance to run.
Okay, sure. Please add a dice for your weapon if you have ranged combat.
Yes, I
And
do.
anything else that you think might apply. If you don't have the skill, it's just a flat d6.
Two dice,
Go
here we
ahead.
go.
Dust them off.
Right, we got 6.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
6 and a 2. Go.
Nice.
Let's
Ooh.
go, Chooms. I love
Ooh.
it. Okay. So I on a 6, that's our first success. Paint me a word picture. How do you cap this guy? What's the move here?
You know, we were told that this is what was going to happen. We need to be prepared for emergencies. Wasps knows we need a leader. We're going to scatter like fucking roaches, and that's exactly what these people want, so they can take us all down. He's the priority. I just take out my Glock, lean against the railing, just say, "Hey, fucker," and shoot him right in the shoulder.
The concussive sound out of the Glock, it sounds like it's from the dystopian future. It makes a very satisfying punk as the bullet blasts through the back of the guy's scapula out the front. Just a golf ball sized hole in his whole shoulder goes slack. The It's in that moment where that was the arm that was holding Ham. Ham sort of stumbles, loses his cane, trips over his cane, and falls on the floor. It is a sad old man fall. It is like one of
Mm.
those where you're like, he might have broken a hip or some shit. Like, it is one of those where you just don't. It's this sucks. This does not feel good. The old man just fell. Max Tack is kind of holding their shoulder there as they're calling. Uh, they kind of radio in onto a sort of like Neuralink on their wrist, saying, "We might need support for extraction."
Hey, before they do,
Yes, point. Yes, point.
Mhm.
Get him! Get him!
I think they see them raising their comm up, and before they can, especially after seeing Ham go down like that, I don't know what kind of distance is between where they were and like Ham and like where the stage was.
I honestly think this is probably outside seating venue. I'm thinking probably from where Ham was, that he's probably walked 20 odd feet being held like huddled down, and
Mhm.
probably some 25 feet from where the food table was and where you were kind of nearby.
Point will use whatever surfaces there are to kind of like parkour hop their way up to where they are, and will from their hip pull out this bow staff, or will pull out this small staff that they shake once, turns into a bow staff, shake again, and from both sides comes a blade, and will take the blade and drive it right through the comm.
Oof.
Oof. I love this so much.
Oof.
If you could please give me first an athletics roll with relevant dice skills, and then a close combat roll with relevant dice skills.
So, do you start with one initially and then add?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so I will do athletics first. That is, and what do you go with again? Sorry.
So if you're gonna go with, it's a D6. If it's
Yeah.
a 1 through 3, it's a failure. 4, 5 is a partial success. 6 success. If you more than 1, 6, it is a critical.
Okay, I have two fives and a three.
2 5s and a 3, so we'll take the highest value, which is a partial success, but it
Cool.
comes with a consequence.
Okay.
So that would be your athletics check. So if you could just mark a single point of stress for me on your sheet in the top right, as you kind of barrel through the open seating courtyard, diving between chairs. This is all gunfire happening just in a moment of seconds, but your instincts kick in, seeing Ham hit the floor, and the Max Tac officer kind of beginning to call for help. You close the distance. What is your close combat result?
That is a 6.
A 6. It goes exactly the way you want it to go. As you drive your bow staff, it goes clean. Oh my, hello, hello. The guy, he fuzzes out because he's going through trauma and blood loss. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Okay, the spear, the end of the staff punches through his wrist as you spear his forearm, his to the ground, right onto the turf, through the front of his device, as he shouts out in pain, "Ah, you fucking!" And just
Struggled.
starts get hit him again. Go ahead and roll another close combat for the elbow knockout.
They don't like him. That is a 5.
A 5? Yes. Is a swift elbow to the teeth as you hear a satisfying crunch and pop. Uh, I would say, if you could please, let's see, your stress, your harm, you do have a minor consequence. I want you to put an extra point into your aggressive approach category. So it'll
Into like
be in
the
the
regular area
yeah,
or into
yeah,
okay,
yeah. If your personality, so we are playing for those who are watching or those who are curious, we are playing CBR Pink, CBR PNK, and there are stripped down concepts of glitching out, stress, and getting overloaded. We are writing it looks like the line of aggression here in some characters, and seeing if they do in fact get overloaded or stressed, or if community is enough of a deterrent. I will see, but for right now, it's elbow teeth crunchy crunchy as it's the nights out on Max Tack. You're able to see that as you guys sort of converge on him, you do see that it looks like he has taken an injury. He seems to have been shot. Um, it appears to be in the back. Probably it's potential that it could have hit a lung. Um, he appears to be in critical condition, but is breathing. Um, you see him kind of outstretching, reaching for his cane.
Uh, uh, Cutout's gonna look down at Wasp and like, stay close to me. We're gonna go over there. You need to go over there and fix him. I need my stuff fixed, but this is this is fixing a lot of things for me right now. But come on, let's go.
Wasp, are you going to head over? I know you took a shot over at the Max Tech officer that was pulling Ham away. Are you going to try to get over there to appraise them? Abby, you're muted.
Motherfucker. I am so sorry. Can you repeat that? You cut out for me there. I thought we were being quiet.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Cutout is pulling you over towards Ham to appraise them. They seem to have been injured in the melee. Do you do this? Do you acquiesce?
Oh,
Do you go?
absolutely. I am used to being pulled around a surgery clinic. I'm just like, shit, fuck, okay, let's see if I can stabilize him all, and I'm gonna check him. Let's see if we can get him up at least. Is it safe to move this injured person? First step of emergency situation.
Yeah, as you get over to Ham, you can see that he has been injured and he's kind of fumbling with his cane. He says to you, "Get unscrew this," and he's like fumbling with his hands, trying to like get at the cane.
Easy, old timer. Let's see about this. You know, just pop it off.
You pop off the like granite stone handle that's on it, and you can see that there's essentially a universal kind of neural port key inset into the rock that like pops out from the staff. And Ham kind of grabs your hand. He goes, it's about the land. Point. You see as this is happening, you look over your shoulder. There was a third Max Tack officer. This one sporting kind of hearing the gunshots and looking over for the compatriot that you just downed. You see that third Max Tech officer as Wasp is having this conversation with the architect Ham. It's that kind of scene where you're watching the medics do their part. You look over, and that Max Tack officer is loading fresh shotgun shells into their weapon. And cut out, you've just led the doctor over to Ham. I want to ask, cut out and point. You at this point, most of the crowd has dispersed, and it is just kind of a running inside to the building, or just trying to get into the building, close the bulletproof glass doors. Auto defense systems are someone's people are searching if there are auto defense systems as very kind of rudimentary turrets start to pop out from the pool deck. What would you guys be doing here in this moment as you're seeing this third max attack loading those shots coming in on you guys?
I'm gonna look over at my point and try to make eye contact, and look over at Max Tech. I just say, I'm look at my point, glance at Max Tech, and then raise my submachine gun towards the Max Tech, and hopefully point something. I think.
Just silently watch this. I'm going to start getting people evacuated. Just anyone. If I try, will have them come with me if I try to come up my shoulder and just army carry them out.
I would love it so much if you would do an athletics check for that.
Fucking me, I've only got one.
Big D6. Powerful D6.
Big D6. Big honking D6.
It's a oneer. It's a oneer. Okay. Point, and cut out. Point, what do you like? Cut out raises the SMG fire again. Point, what's on your mind?
It's basically going to launch at kind of use that same method of whatever surface they use to get over to them as fast as they can. They will sort of like leap over them. As they do leap, they have a very like graceful like gazelle like movement to them. And a speed that is unnatural. And they're going to hop over to them and try to first take the gun from their hand, if they can, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Okay. Cut out. You can please make a ranged attack roll using your relevant dice as you raise SMG.
Alright, so that's gonna be one D6 plus just the regular D6, so that's 2.
Yeah, you're gonna get D6 for the roll. You're going to get a D6 for range combat, and then there's some machine gun. 3 D6.
Right. Hold on. I remember that because one. Okay. Here we go. Oh, nice. A 6, and a 3.
A 6, and then a 3. Okay. As you raise the machine gun, 2 6s is a critical. The SMG rings out. Point. You're able to close the distance after their body is riddled in shots, and you're able to close the distance. Given your speed and your liveliness, I want you the extra opportunity to determine a piece of information. So cut out just blasted. You're able to close the gap and finishing strike. But depending on how you do, I'll give you an extra piece of narrative information. So how do you put this guy down and cover the distance? And what's something you might want to learn?
I think their first question is going to be, oh man, they're brutal because it's like I think they're going to grab their shirt, move over the fact that they've just been riddled bullets, and bring their head to their ear and say, "Who told you to come here?"
My attack. They want to win. And then the guy expires.
Disgusting.
Then drop. wasp in your hand. Uh, ham is clutching in your hands. And it goes, we need to change the deep paperwork. And he is struggling to breathe. All the information is on this disc. As he's kind of struggling to breathe, you hear everyone getting inside. The house defense systems automate two sentry turrets from the outside kind of poke out, and the bulletproof glass shuts in around the hotel compound as you bring Ram into the main lobby area. Service staff tending to the wounded and seeing who's been hurt. Now, I understand that we've been having some audio issues, so we are going to take a break and come back in maybe about 10 minutes as we pick up from the dubious state of the architect and what will become of Hotel Serenity. We're gonna take a time out. I we're on the internet again. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it looks like we're on the internet again. Okay, so this is new for this. We're finding a lot of things out as we go. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Jojo. We are playing on Apochromatic Unlimited, doing our fundraiser for Women's History Month, for Indigenous Women Rising, and we're trying to raise funds. We're back. I saw a donation did come in, so thank you so much for donating. If I think I'd like to go around, reintroduce our characters, and if the tech is funky, we'll have to back out. Oh, okay. I think are we good? Does it sound good?
Okay.
Sound appears to be good. I can continue. Okay, we're going in, people. Hey, so thanks for stopping by. We're generating funds. We're playing in Cyberpunk. Okay, we're here. We're in Night City. Give me this shit. It's 2045 at the end of the rebuild era, and our enigmatic Jurassic Park-like figure, Hammond, the hotel architect of Hotel Serenity, has been gunned down by Max Tac officers. Um, this is a place where people have come post Fourth Corporate War. Uh, I want to reintroduce everybody, and I'm gonna popcorn over. Hey, Abby, if you want to reintroduce yourself and your character, please go ahead.
Sure thing. Yeah, there. I'm Abby, and I am playing Dr. Wasp, our medtech street medical doctor. All she knows is that this has turned into a real can of smashed assholes, but you know what? We're gonna make the best of it.
Yeah, who wants to follow that? What's up?
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm sitting here
Yeah,
really
yeah.
trying not to laugh.
Who
I'm
wants to
going.
follow smashed
I'll
assholes? I dare you.
I'll follow the smashed assholes because it took a little bit for me to go, okay, breathe through that, don't laugh. So hi, I'm Classic Sam YGM. I play Cutout, and Cutout is no longer stressed because Cutout has all the adrenaline in the world from shooting things. So yay.
And I'm Calamity, and I'm playing Point, who is kicking people, stabbing people. That too, both.
Okay. All right. We pick up in the hotel lobby. Uh Hammond has been dragged into the lobby. Inside is picture lots of polished smooth metal. Think metal that had once been very nice and it's all been hit with a buffer. So we've buffed out all of the horrors of the past, or we're trying to at least. And there in the lobby, an old man, rounded frame, beard, glasses broken, legs strewn, uh clasping in your hand, Wasp, uh, a stone key that has a neural switch in it. Beneath,
Damn, buckaroo, pal. Before you start all this beneath the land shit, tell me right now, you owe people money? You make a deal? You sign something before you read it?
N- no, it's I during the Fourth Corporate War, I was given this land to harvest produce for what would become animal uh gene enhancement, right? So this is a farm that is being taken back um by Biotechnica. They're I'm afraid they've just been biding their time, but seeing as I've had access to whole ingredients here, I'm living longer than they expected. Probably sought to
Listen,
talk matters into their own hands, bastards.
hey, listen, old man, I don't know what's this all about. You said this is your place and they're after you for it, but listen, that's some serious firepower out there, and we don't have enough to get through it by ourselves. Unless you got some tricks, man, you better start talking fast or start signing whatever you got to sign, because
No, you you can't let this place go back to the corporations. The corpos will strip this place, and the people who depend on its stability will be assimilated.
I'm
I
all good for helping you out here, but you gotta help me. I can't. It's a lot.
Can't let that happen. And I think Point was like not even like nearby before and is suddenly like right next to everyone. That's one of
in the 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 secret of our compound, in the service tunnels of the hotel, we run an agricultural farm. It's how we get our produce that is self-sustaining. It has to be refreshed every month, but without me or a living relative, this estate goes back to the compound, to the corporations. You must insert the key and re-up this harvest protocol. You'll know the terminal when you see it.
Okay. If this will prevent the hostile takeover, sure thing. Just look, be real with me. These people gonna be okay.
He kind of looks you in the eyes. As long as they have each other, they'll be okay.
I
But
think that's what I
I,
want to hear.
That's a great sentiment, man. But bullets don't lie, and there's a lot of bullets flying, dude. Like you gotta give me more. Like, do you have more weapons? I need weapons to be able to even remotely help you here.
well, you can ask the concierge. Um,
We didn't hear
he's
from
Let's
earlier.
get that cough.
he's kind of, you can see he's kind of fading out, and probably needs medical attention, severe medical attention, stability.
All right, you two. I'm gonna attend to our leader here. Hippocratic oath, all that bullshit, that kind of thing. Looks like we gotta go in pretty deep. So, I'll hold on to this. I'll make sure nobody gives you trouble, and if you need any kind of weapons, any of that, cut out. If you go with, Point, you shouldn't have an issue. You okay with
Yeah,
this?
I'm loving it. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Best of
Right.
luck. I'll see you in a bit. I'm gonna stabilize our friend here, and I'm gonna go and stabilize him.
Cool. Wasp, if you could make me a quick, I believe the skill is, what is it? There it is. I can do stuff. It is medicine. Can you make me a check using your med kit, the sciences of which you have many, uh make a stabilize. See what you can do to stabilize Ham, please.
All right, that's 4 dice. I'm feeling okay about
Yeah,
this.
pretty strong. Let's see some moves.
All six. All six.
2 sixes.
2 sixes. In this system, if you didn't catch it, we are playing CBR plus PNK or Cyber plus Punk. I don't know how it's worded, but it's a D6 system. The more things you have to your benefit, the more dice you get. You got 2 sixes, that's a critical. So excellent. You gain an extra benefit and uncover a secret as you're stabilizing Ham, and you get him to fall fast asleep. You see falling out of his coat pocket is a Biotechnica shareholder ID card.
He's pretty in and out of it. And, this does violate HIPAA, but HIPAA is also dead because the world is a nuclear wasteland. So I'm just going to take a look at that. I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to look. I'm confirming patient ID. So I'm going to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Looking at it, you realize that it's a outdated barcode scan key that could prove useful.
I'm going to take that for myself, put it in my bag. Once he's, pulse is stable, blood pressure is also somewhat stable, I'll go and find the other two.
Okay. Point and cutout.
Yeah.
Where do you visit the concierge, or are you just waiting around?
No, definitely visiting the concierge as soon
Gonna
as
see the concierge.
the old man said something about weapons in the concierge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Standing at the concierge desk is a dark-skinned man. He says, "Good evening. How may I help you?"
Listen, I need weapons, I need tech, I need stuff. I need to be able to do what I need to do to get these people where they need to be.
Ham's been shot.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. The old man's been shot.
He
oh
gave us his
no,
job. So
again?
we need everything you can get.
Uh,
Right.
pause. Hold on. What do you mean again?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, he's just survived the fourth corporate war, and I heard he has some outstanding uh grudges with his roots, but I rue the day that he leaves us. But he's tough. He's gonna make it. 1 second, I'll come back with the special grade
Hold on.
welcome package.
Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. You said you heard he had grudges. Where'd you hear he had grudges?
Oh well, I was in his unit. He got me the job here. Um, Fourth corporate war days.
Uh, uh, okay.
We
Out of curiosity, she's gonna look over to Point and trying to judge if she should trust because she doesn't know any of these people. This is just a huge adrenaline rush. And she's trying to ascertain or judge if she should be trusting this person who's in front of them, talking about so casually him, old man being shot prior.
uh
Look, our operation is, well, it's whatever it needs to be, and it works. You can trust people here. All right?
All right. Whatever you could get me, I guess. I'd be appreciated.
of course. And to answer your question, I've just been here since the beginning. That's all.
Okay.
And he'll go around into the back closet, come back out with a black duffel bag. Is going to pull out a what is like a black sort of very sharp rectangular looks like a laser or a saw generating a some almost like an electric saw to cut through walls. There is a shotgun loaded with 4 special incendiary rounds, uh, as well as 1 drone.
Uh,
It looks like a little wind-up plane that you can toss.
Cutout's kind of gonna eyes like you could see physically how eager she is to get a hold of new weapon. Um, like extraordinarily like shaking to the point of like when a puppy, you know, when a puppy kind of like sees its master for the first, like come home, like, oh my god, you're home, like that, like that's how much she's shaking to get to that shotgun.
I see you like playing with toys.
Oh yeah. Uh, and her voice gets much deeper. Uh, what 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 does it do other than be a shotgun?
Well, it is loaded with a sort of incendiary ammo that it will hopefully aim to short circuit any net nodes that you may come across that serve as defensive measures. Um, Likewise, this rail saw is to make a door where there is none, as sometimes you must in life. And finally, the drone is always nice to have an extra eye in the sky, as it were.
All right. Obviously, she's gonna go kind of just reach out for the shotgun without anyone offering it to her. She's just gonna like, fine.
Okay. Um, as far as uh, Wasp, are you rendezvous again with everyone in the lobby? Okay, you
Wait,
would
I
you
probably
would
just like wander up as they're like, I imagine specifically if it's okay, Sam, like as Cutout is like feeling up this shotgun, I'm just like, you need a moment by yourself? You need me to get back there? Or...
No, and as she's like coming out of like seems like a trance like joy of having new hardware, she's just like, I'm fine. Like her voice kind of comes back up. She's no longer as gravelly. She's like, I'm fine. Just I came in here looking for someone to fix my tech and my deck, and I got more than I wanted. We are happy.
Well, we'd love to see a happy deal. I got a few things for us. I hold up the Neuralink card. Looks like we got to go into the bowels of the beast, get this thing activated. We got everything. I filled up on medical supplies. How you feeling, Point?
How's Han?
Stable. Not well, but stable. It's the best I can do with battlefield conditions. His pulse is low, but consistent, and that's all we can ask for.
Thank you.
Least I could do, sweetheart. Now, you ready to go show these corpo assholes a piece of ourselves and reclaim this land?
Yeah, listen, they got this drone thing here. I'm not a tech person, as you could tell, and the pretty laser, but I don't think you want me to have that because I probably use it for something other than what's intended. Yeah.
Mess around text a little bit. I could take a peek at that, maybe hold on to it for you if you're willing to part with it, that is.
Yeah, you could have that drone.
I'll just put it in my med bag.
Okay. So, for context, Dr. Wasp, you would know that the hotel community elevator has a like service tunnel floor that leads to the bottom. It is key controlled, and it is something that this key card would definitely get you access to. You also have access to, but there is a point where you need an additional key card to go beyond that initial hallway. So you would know to catch the service elevator. Beyond that, this is in Santo Domingo. This is South Night City. This is the part of town that has been was the nice part of town where the upper income went after the bomb, and now that the central city is being reclaimed, they've left to main city, and this is like the part that's kind of left over. The idea culturally is that Haywood is the people, not the place. And so this is now a new neighborhood on the south end. And so everything here has this air of repurposement, reuse. A lot of these are worn metals that have been buffed out to smooth out the damages of the Fourth Corporate War. In the service hallway, you take the elevator down, uh, you find that there are indoor farm facilities. These are plots of land growing synthetic nutrients, synthetic plant meat product for sources of protein. As in this dystopian future, real food is very hard to come by. Additionally, resources are hard and calculations are difficult. And the net has shut down in the world as well. So, without the conveniences of a greater internet to use technology, technology has become a lot more localized. These are now small independent systems in which blocks of a segmented internet now exist. And so here we are. The service elevator doors crack open, and you find yourselves in fields. This is, you see, but beneath the structure is acres of farmland. Um, Picturesque, sterile kind of overhead lights feeding the area, and there are drone sort of watering bots kind of sprinkling water over the fields. Um, you are the scene is yours. Anything you want to ask, investigate with? Uh, what do you think?
So far as going just steadily forward, I think Wasp is yapping the entire way as we're just like walking through these fields in this artificial wasteland. Just, yeah, when we first put these up, oh, there was an issue with the code and all that. I took a coding class back in community college. It was all the rage back in the days. Of course, oligarchs were making it impossible for folks to get into regular universities. But I'm telling you, lots of stuff you can learn at a community college. Say, you know, my cousin, funnily enough, he also went into the same college. We only met through there. Do you know he gave himself third-degree burns get frying a turkey? Crazy stuff. That's why you don't deep fry turkey inside. They're thinking about doing that, but I told me you better not. Ain't that right? Do you remember that point when they were trying to deep fry the turkey last year? Oh, that was a mess.
I remember.
Just yap, yap, yap.
Big
And
mess.
Cutout's gonna like reach behind her ear and like kind of like fiddle with her Neuralink, hoping that she could shut her own hearing off.
Shut up.
Like,
Shut
like,
up.
like she's like she has a switchblade, sort of like embedded underneath her wrist, and she's like trying to get the switchblade just out enough, not too much because she doesn't want to like obviously stab herself in the neck, but just enough to like maybe get the Neuralink to shut her hearing off enough to she doesn't have to listen to the constant chatter, but it doesn't work. So she's gonna go, listen, kid, I'm gonna need you to stop talking for 2 seconds because right now we need to be aware of our surroundings, and I can't do that if you're constantly going and you have not stopped since we left from the surface.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Also, you seem really stressed. Give me just a second. I just reach into my bag and I pull out one of those like squeeze chickens that you have for stress. Stress. Try squeezing that you see really tense, and don't worry, I'll keep it on the down low.
I don't need to squeeze the chicken, I have a shotgun.
I think you should try squeezing the chicken.
Can't hurt.
What does I gotta know? Does someone squeeze the chicken?
Um,
The people want to know. I can't be the only
Lisa,
one. I'm sure someone in
squeeze the
chat wants to
chicken.
know what happens if someone squeezes it. What is? I don't. Sorry.
so cutout is gonna grab the chicken, but she's not gonna squeeze. She's gonna choke it, and just kind of choke until it like literally kind of like splits apart. Like you know how when you squeeze dough, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay. uh, Wasp was what normally happens when the chicken is squeezed?
It's just a stress reliever toy. Like the eyes pop out. So like seeing this, like it does its usual thing, then like it just slowly falls apart in Cutout's hand. Well, I tried as a medical professional and just she's quiet now, but she'll just like kind of constantly hum old 80s songs as we continue on through.
I mean, it's better than the constant chattering, but did you stick to Journey?
Uh, Walking for probably about 10 minutes, you can see in the clearing about somewhere around, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile, some 3 odd acres, something like that, that you can see a sort of uh shed or cabin lodge kind of standing alone amidst like these synthetic fields. It looks like an equipment shed perhaps. You also note that as you're walking, uh let me see what the appropriate stat would be. I think the closest thing we've got is streetwise. Uh if you guys would be so kind as to give me a streetwise check, let me know what you get. I just want to know what how streetwise you guys are in this
I have
situation.
2, so I get 2d6, right?
Yeah. Well, there if you're +2 stats, it's 2 additional die rolls, so 3d6.
3d6. That's a 5, a 4, and a 2.
5, a 4, and a 2. So the highest was a 5. Okay. So tell me, what became of the chicken? What so you've crushed it, you've choked the chicken, and what? Now what? What do you do? Now it's in your hands. Now what? Why is everyone giggling? What is the? Okay, I don't understand. Like I don't. Maybe I didn't know there was a joke. What's happening here?
Sorry,
Why is everybody
the,
laughing? What
the
is
choke.
this?
This is gonna be in my head for a while now. Um,
Okay, so you got him right. So tell me more about that.
so as the chicken is being like, as you see it oozing, cutouts kind of just like the little pieces just kind of
Sure.
flicker off, but because it's plastic, I'm assuming, or some type of like plastic material, bits of it kind of weirdly stick to the Titan mesh that's attached to her skin. So so
I
breathe.
see. I So I think as you guys are walking and the remains of chicken drop from your cybernetic hands, I think you also notice that as you're cleaning your hand, you get the impression that there's movement behind you. Some 90 odd paces behind, there is kind of like a form sort of low to the ground.
Hmm.
Do you you're aware of a presence, um, but you can't make it out without really stopping to turn and look at it. Um,
uh she's gonna kind of not drop her voice because she doesn't want to be obvious, but without making it obvious, to any else around them, she's going to say casually, we're being followed. Just continue on as we are. And just, we're going to slowly just continue as we are. I'm going to drop back just a little bit. But just keep walking. Don't make any sudden movements.
What direction?
It's right behind us.
All of my mental willpower to not look behind us. I'm just like, you could see the sweat just beating down her face as she's like,
Wasp, just keep walking. It's fine. Just walk and you know what? Talk.
if it's a bear, you should just let me keep singing because
No, no, no,
bears
no, no,
hate
no.
singing.
Nope. Journey. Let's just do Journey.
She
Okay.
took the midnight train going anywhere.
This is so awesome. I want what you know what? I think this would be a good time for an approach. There is approaches is kind of like your style profile in this game. There is aggressive, smart, empathic, and stealthy. They're like your personality types, how you lead. This feels like we're trying to be stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's because there isn't not a deception skill per se, but it feels like there's a stealth, unless you can uh, uh, make a case for otherwise. But I think I would like you guys to please roll a action for me with stealthy as the let's roll approach.
Okay.
So you get a d6,
Mm-hmm.
and if you have the approach feature filled in, you apply those relevant d6s.
So I have stealth filled in on 1, and yeah. So 2d6, right?
Yeah, one for the check, and then one for the additional benefit.
Ooh, so I'm dropping back. Here we go. Ooh. So no, okay. That is a 6 and a 3.
Woo! Okay, so we take the higher, so a 6 is a success. Yeah, you drop back into a nice back step. What are you doing to prepare yourself? How far are you dropping back? How slow are you walking? Kind of paint me through your plan of attack here.
So as the group is walking, Cutouts just kind of like she's continued to like try and clean off the chicken bits off of the tight mesh that's attached to her skin. Just seemingly being distracted by it, clearly not really, and simultaneously the switchblade that's embedded beneath her skin under her underarm just kind of slowly comes out like Wolverine style, but like really really slow, and she's gonna just kind of slowly drop back slower and slower until she's almost on top of whatever's following them, and at the last second she's gonna turn and just have the switchblade right up underneath whatever its head is, like up underneath it, and just look it dead in its face.
Okay, sick. So what we're gonna do is, if you would be so kind as to roll that is close combat for me,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would like that. And
I have to.
this entity is going to roll in this game. You can roll to resist. Players can roll to resist. This entity is rolling resistance to see the severity of what happens. So
Mm-hmm.
cut out. What's your result?
All right, so that's 2d6 plus the because I have 2 X's in the close combat. I think I
Yes.
did. Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. Here we
So
go.
if you have 2 X's in close
Mhm.
combat, it'll be 3d6 because you get 1 to begin with. So
Right.
3d6.
Plus the right. Ooh. Okay. So that's 2 6s and a 1.
Okay, 2 6s is a critical.
Oh,
I
okay.
love. Okay, so
I thought the
and
one night.
I gave him one advantage, the advantage of stealth, in addition to its roll. I rolled a 3 and a 4. So you, with your 2 6s, this is a critical. So as you drop back, you get the moment. Perhaps it's paranoia, Perhaps it's that anxiety or stress or recklessness that's been building up, that line in your brain that you haven't been able to scratch ever since the incident. You are just that much faster. You turn, the switchblade flies out of your arm, and your instincts guide in such a way that you realize you're puncturing it through metal, through a sleek, as you turn around, the is a lunging animatronic, uh, robotic, sort of quadrupedal, like hound figure that your switchblade punches through the front of. The jaws
Mm.
opened to come and bite you. Your switchblade punching down its gullet, skewering this robotic, sort of hound or creature. And with your two criticals, doesn't report any sort of feedback to the local network system, and is just a quiet, clean neutralization. Um, you can reduce a point of stress with that as
Oh,
well.
nice. Yay, that goes away. Awesome. Hey, okay, cool. Um, as the knife goes in, and Kara realizes that it's metal. It's not a organic based being. She's gonna say, "Point, wasp. It's I don't know what this is," and she's gonna like it's still attached. She's gonna turn
Well,
around and goes, "What? What?"
as you call them over, you're right. It is robotic, but it 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 does have flesh.
Okay.
It is parts or strips of it,
Mhm.
kind of like tendons, um, trim its body as if there is a flesh or musculature laying across its frame. It doesn't look like meat you find at the market, right? But there is a sort of white, viscous tissue, sinew, that strings the body together.
Well, in that case, he's gonna turn around and go, um, "What is this?" And it's kind of just hanging from the blade, just and she's gonna extend her arm out to Wasp and go, "Take it off now."
Okay, easy, 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 easy. We don't know what it is yet. Looking closer
That's
at the substance. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Me? Are you stopping?
Anyone.
she's gonna go to Wasp and go, "That's why I want it off. Take it off
Okay, I'm
now."
just saying if it's like a slime mold or something like that, we want to be real fucking careful here. We don't want this to turn into, a bunch of possums outside an abortion clinic. We don't need this to be a bloody mess, and I'm just gonna use my smarts to look at it and determine what kind of organism it is.
Okay. Let's see. That was. Do you want? Let's see.
I love you, Abby.
Let's have a look. See. Wasp. How are we? Apply your sciences. Let's all the things we can apply to it. What do you think?
Smarts, sciences,
Let's do smarts, sciences. Let's see how many d6s we can get on this. Let's do smarts and sciences. I'll give you the
yeah, let's
total
do
of those.
that.
So with the addition to start, so that's 6d6. You can almost throw fireball is in smarts. That's odd. That's pretty awesome.
Fingers crossed. We have a 1 in 6 chance here.
Okay.
2 sixes.
2 6s. Okay. All right. I think this
I love min-maxing.
because we It's all awesome. It's all awesome because this is how you find out that the thing is this tissue is a sort at this point in time in 2045, it's not strange that there is lab grown meat. Synthetic meat does exist. Uh, these are a lot of the animal gang has roots in addictions to additives and pharmaceuticals from, say, Biotechnica. People that have been on aggressive substances sometimes build a sort of dependency. Uh, these appear to be synthetic meats, high end, real preem quality stuff. This is Biotechnica synthetic, full big eddies, as it were. This it's stuff that is probably cutting edge for Biotechnica at the time.
Well, ain't this just a Shamu-sized shit show? This is some pretty high quality. You sure you just didn't get this? Like, you didn't rob a place while I was blinking or something? Because, like, this is high-end biotechnology right here. We're talking about regrowing limbs, brains even. You mind if I keep this, actually?
I, I don't care. That's what was following us. This is what was hanging. What can it do for us? Can it do anything? Can it do something for us, or are you just
before I
going to
scrape it
play
off with a
it?
scalpel, I ain't gonna play with it. Well, remove it. First, let's see if it responds to any kind of stimuli, and I will produce a latex glove for my medical
No,
kit.
no, don't poke it. We
That's
don't
part
poke.
of technology. You poke things. Sometimes they bite back, sometimes you bite back.
Listen. We're not poking anything. We have someplace to be. Okay, so could we not poke point? Could, oh,
Perhaps we could find
we
time later to play with Biotech's plaything.
Fair.
yeah.
Mission urgency, all that, right? All right, you want that thing off your arm? I can get it into a biohazard bag if you'd like.
Take it off. Take it off.
All right. Sure
Thank
thing.
you.
And with the blunt end of like a survival knife, I am going to just very gently begin to kind of coax it. You know when your cat's on the counter? That's very much what it just. Come on.
Okay, Cutout's kind of like trying to be still and patient, but is not. It's almost as if like they're having a physical reaction to the viscera, like not disgust, just the fact that something that they don't want there is on their tech. Um, don't like it. Don't like things on their tech. So they're kind of like, hurry up, you're going a little bit too slow. You talk fast, but you move slow. I don't understand what
That's
is
called
happening.
bedside manner. Anyway, as I was talking about that deep fried turkey, as I've like taken it off, I just begin yapping once again.
I think that's an interesting point, though, Cutout. Tell me about your Titan mesh. Do you have sensitivity to touch?
Yes. So the Titan mesh is attached. It's part of her skin, but it also is inside as well. So it attaches to her bone structure, giving like a lot more strength, a lot more, I guess, oomph, without, I don't know what the word would be. So it's harder for her bones to break. It's harder for someone to fracture that part of them. She also, because it's also on the outside, she tends to especially in battle, pull it over her head as protection because it is titanium. So it's part of a protection type of skin, but it's also very sensitive because it's part of her nervous system. So when things touch her tech, it gives her almost the heebie-jeebies in a way. It's
Sure,
yeah.
sure. But I guess it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help the wounds that are mental, right?
No, no.
Interesting. Well, here we are in these idyllic fields. You've scraped off this robo bone dog off your arm onto the floor. I would say about a half mile. You can see there's like a small farm shed, some kind of structure. Um, there are seeming to be, you can see through the acreage, small drones kind of flying as like flying watering plants, essentially. Pots? Watering pots? I think that's better. And the scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Uh, she's kind of gonna water them things up there. What what uh, this is your place. I don't know what those are.
Oh, watering cans, automatic, no big deal.
Oh, okay. And the building.
I'll be real with you, Chief. I ain't been down here since I was like 23. It's been a hot minute. You'll have to forgive me.
And she's gonna look over to Point and kind of go, "You seem like the cooler head here, the one with more knowledge and sense. Help. What is happening? We need to be somewhere, and I feel like we're being stalled."
Point looks to cut out, then Wasp. Because I think Wasp would know a bit more about Point at this point. um, and says, I spent the first 30 years of my life either on a stage or in a lab. So, apologies, I don't know much more than you. But I do know this is simply something that we have to keep running.
In the spirit of discovery and knowledge, and of course, saving a bunch of whole fucking lives up there, I'm going in and I will go up to the door and just very tenderly put my ear up against it to see if I can hear anything inside.
Yeah, you get to the like shed structure. You put your ear to it, and you don't hear any sound. It appears to be silent from the inside. Um, I think the structure is like an outdoor shed. Uh, kind of humble in its appearance. A lot of the stuff in Santo Domingo in that reworked part of the city district is a lot of that warbled sheet metal, that kind of bare bones
Mm.
construction. This shed is like that. Eh, pretty simple, all things considered. Um, the handle is old, old. A lot of stuff's been refurbished, polished. Uh, the handle is old school. Got to turn it.
Uh, Cutout's gonna look at Point and just kind of weirdly ignore the fact that Wasp put her ear up to an unknown door, and just shrug and just turn the handle.
Okay. You
I
turn the
imagine it's like
handle.
last, like I just bonk as you're opening. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. You turn the handle and you step into what is essentially like a barn house. You can see that while there is a shed. This is a barn house style home. Appears to be the home of Hammond, the Hotel Serenity architect, or a replica. Some odd effects strewn throughout pictures. It doesn't look like a space you live in. There's no walls separating bedrooms. It looks more like a shrine to a man's past. Um, uh, you may explore the barn house. You, uh, uh, I give you the scene. What do you do?
Quick question. The key card that we had, that was for the elevator.
It was to get to this second field farm scene. Requires that key card,
Okay.
but you have it, and it could still be relevant.
Cool.
Uh,
Cool.
so you guys ever been here before? Not entirely sure. I mean, it's nice. It's quiet, except for the water. But outside, I'm not a fan of that noise on 10. But
I'm not a fan of what
maybe
that.
we could. Is there a door someplace we need to go? I'm not entirely sure. And at the same time, Cutout's looking around and like has the shotgun that she got from before, and is kind of poking things with the shotgun.
Mm-hmm. Roll for shotgun pokes. I that's so funny. I almost want you to roll close combat because I think that's funny. Um, do that. I think that's actually a funny bit. I want
Okay.
you to roll
Shoot up on the
close.
wall, find the
Yeah,
secret
I
entrance.
want you to roll. I want you to roll for shotgun pokes.
Okay. But the shotgun is only like it's not something that something was given to me, so that's only gonna be oh my god, it's not gonna be good.
I love it.
Oh man, this is okay. Two twos.
Yes, yes, I love it. Okay, so Point and Wasp, what are you guys doing in the barn house?
Point's probably I feel like and knowing the old man, it's gonna be something that's going to like whatever they're supposed to find here, it's gonna be the reveal is gonna be something that's gonna make them want to roll their so they look for like really obnoxious things. Like they're looking at like a picture. They're looking at uh I don't know, like they're if there's a bookshelf, they're pulling at books. Like they're looking at really everyday objects. They're like, I know
You're
this man did something obnoxious.
you're looking for goofus levers.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. I like it. Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I'll even award you an extra dice. Uh, let's see. How about what could it be? I guess we could roll for your approach, your smart approach. A d6 there. Um, and one because I like it. Roll 3d6, please.
That is a 5.
That is a 5. Okay. Um, Wasp.
So be clear, there's just the one room, no stairways, no extra doors, closets, anything like that?
It appears to be a all-walled room. There are no additional doorways or closets.
I am knocking on those fucking floorboards to see if there's shit hidden under there.
Yeah. I like this. I like this.
I just
Good.
imagine like one of the two turning around to seeing Wasp like crawling across the floor, just knocking intermittently.
Okay, Wasp, you're crawling across the barn house floor, knocking on the floorboards. Point.
Ultra
Uh,
splinters.
you're pulling on pictures. You're looking for the goofy levers, and then cutout is shotgun poke with two twos. Okay, okay, got it. All right. I think what would happen here, Wasp, you're hands and knees knocking on the floorboards. When your hand punches through a board, a loose board, one that has kind of a easily, it kind of on like a seesaw bounces as you push into it. um Cut out.
Mm,
You're standing in a corner of the room where you find what appears to be an early exosuit. um these are is a time where the exosuits were uh well, obviously they would wrap around the outside of the body, kind of like a
mhm,
power suit. This is 2045. Think of a more old school sci-fi where it wraps to the outside of your body.
mhm,
Um, but inside its nervous, there is the inlay of a nervous system along the mechanical spinal cord, um, of that sort of muscle fiber tissue sinew, uh hanging in the corner of the room. You poke it with the shotgun, and its arm reaches out to grab the handle of the shotgun as there's a sort of synthetic muscle tissue being sent with your failures on the roll. You see this exosuit being piloted by a strip of musculous, fibrous tissue going down. It is going to try to reach out uh, to grab you, to try and stroke you, to reach out for your
mhm,
face.
mhm,
As you can roll to resist in these moments. This starts out as in the system as a threat level 2. When you're
mhm,
rolling your resistance,
mhm.
uh, you can convey how you reduce the severity of. Uh, oh, let me double check. Um, how, is there? It's reaching out for you out of all of your skills and abilities. Uh, uh, well, I guess it would be it's the resistance. Yes, go
Well, I have
ahead.
athletics.
Yes. Make an athletics check for me, please, using the
Okay.
relevant skill dice.
That's a 6, a 4, and a 2.
A 6, a 4, and a 2. Well, a 6 is a success.
Mhm.
Describe to me through your kit or your software how you rebuff this consequence. How do you respond as the exosuit sort of comes to life?
So as Cutout's poking things and pokes this exosuit and it comes to life and goes to grab her around the neck, it kind of brushes the Titan mesh um, at the same time and kind of in a weird like triggering way. It like when you accidentally trigger uh uh one of those joke toys
Mhm.
where you open the thing and a spider jumps out.
Sure.
Like, yeah, one of those. So because it brushed her Titan mesh, uh, her switchblade comes out and she kind of just pushes all the way forward and
Mm,
spins outward away from the grasp so that way she's not getting choked. So she kind of spins away out of the grasp so the knife catches the throat of the suit and she spins out and away.
okay. Wonderful. Uh, Painting it all together here. Uh, Wasp, you at this moment, in fact, the secret door was through the bottom, through the floorboards, a yet lower compartment level. Point.
She's so excited to tell them this. She just turns around, shit's going on. There's a flesh
Yeah.
mac. She's like, oh shit.
Point. You pull a book that appears to be more journal than dorky antics as you hear the commotion break out behind you and you look over your shoulder. You see Dr. Wasp kind of falling through the floorboards, shouting as an exosuit reaches out for Cutout. What are you doing?
I think instinctually, uh, even though Cutout did do kind of like a slash in their defense movement, um, I think instinctually, she'll pull out her bow staff, break it in half, and send one of the sides over to its head.
Yes.
Um, yeah, just out of instinct.
Good, because it's still up.
Good. Okay, cool.
All that was done was the assault being resisted, but the exosuit stumbles forward, is moving into like an rough early uh automaton sort of development, but it is moving, and there is this fibrous sinew running along its joints and seams, moving the machine in a facsimile of life. Go ahead and make I suppose that would be your ranged combat dice.
Yeah, which I have one.
Okay, sick.
Think about this when I got this
And
weapon. Yeah, it's okay. It's
uh,
fine. It's a 4.
A 4. Okay. A 4 is not bad. As ooh, please mark it is a success, but please mark 2 points of stress on your sheet.
Got it.
Thank you.
is there a way for me to somehow assist my to assist her in some way of getting you threw the bow staff, right?
Yeah, I threw like a half of the bow staff with the blade out, like to kind of like.
Is there a way for me to like assist to
Yes. In fact, there is. There's if you buy the physical edition of this game, there is a really cool printouts that they give you. Also digital has them as well in PDF. But there is a special action assist. You can mark a
okay.
stress point and
Mm-hmm.
expose yourself to the consequences to add a dice roll to a teammate's action roll. Only one
Okay.
PC may assist on any given roll. So you can mark yourself for a stress and gift an additional dice.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Calamity, you have an extra dice?
Oh, thank you. That is also a 4.
Ooh, yes, yes. Sick, sick. This is stressful. This is
It is
stressful.
stressful.
Listen, okay,
I was
let's
like,
let's
okay, can I like grab like because I have like really good athletics. I'm like
uh-huh.
thinking outside the box. Here. I was really good at athletics. Can I like I see out the corner of my eye this bow staff coming, and as it's coming toward it, like push it into the
You want to catch it and
well as it hits it's supposed to hit I
uh,
think you said hit the head as it
Yeah,
makes
like
contact with the head. I want to push it more, like really give it some like
yes. 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 So the way in this game there are small tracks, like little life points,
mm,
on these guys, these hunters, if you would,
okay,
and there is a mark from your first. This is an additional mark attack. Please make a close combat roll as you go to drive that damage further
nice.
home.
Okay, that's 3 yay for me. Okay, here we go. That is a 5, a 3, and a 2.
A 5, a 3, and a 2. taking the 5. Success, but it comes with a consequence.
Mm.
You're fighting with the exosuit, your switchblade in your arm, you can feel. No. Yes, you do have switchblade in your arm.
Yes.
You can feel the gear start to crank and snap as you're pressing against it. That arm that you're using uh, breaks at the elbow hinge as you're forcing the spike into the kind of mainframe of the computer. The faceplate sort of cracks
Mm-hmm.
uh, until the system goes limp. And in the crack, you realize as you pull away, your switchblade arm, uh, the switchblade has broken at the hinge.
Okay. Um, with I think also I just want to add a little bit to that.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if the switchblade is metal, so and it's I just for clarification above border, but for a second, that switchblade is it attached to like a neural link or a neural system? Because I do have Neuralink. Is it attached to a neural system or anything? No.
No,
Okay.
the neural port is usually for interfacing for like
Yeah. Yeah.
electronics.
Okay. Okay.
This would be independent
Okay.
of that.
All right. So that snaps and you hear cut out. Like it's not like a real like loud scream, but it's incredibly painful and emotional and deep, and it kind of resonates. Like you could like people around and beings around can feel like you know when you're the hair on your arm kind of stands up like that.
Yeah, there was something that broke, but it maybe wasn't just physical.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, Wasp, you clear the floorboards away, and there is a set of stairs leading under this farmhouse. Point. Your spear point connecting with the machine frame. Your other half of your weapon is over there through the faceplate if you want to go retrieve it. Additionally, you did pull what appears to be a sort of physical journal. Um, what would you like to do?
I didn't pull out. I cleared the floorboards. I think the spear point and journal were point, not me. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. My apologies.
Oh, it's all. There's a lot of shit happening at once. So like, joy of finding the stairs. I found the secret entrance. Flesh mech attacking my friends. I'm gonna do something very fucking stupid, and I'm gonna put this above table before, just so like, if you don't want me to do it, we can talk it out.
No.
I have toxins in my palms. They're full of
Mm.
chloroform. I'm thinking about going up to this creature, getting into its muscular system, and basically just using my hand as an intravenous needle, but injecting the chloroform in directly, so I can put it the fuck to sleep, or at least incapacitate it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so interesting. What roles would you tell what roles do you think apply to chloroform the bio entity?
Smart. I gotta know exactly where to hit it and where the veins. And I'm
Sure.
saying this because it's the only thing I got.
Yeah.
And that's all
Yeah.
I got, Chief. I mean, I could
Okay.
technically
Yeah.
use my survival kit if I were to like maybe like throw a
Amazing.
distraction.
Okay, okay. I hear you. I hear your
Science.
pleas. I think smarts is good. Using the approach of smarts is good. I think you would even get points for sciences. I'd be willing to grant science dice as well.
You are too kind to me, Jojo. Oh my god.
So I
Okay.
think this is interesting. So you're gonna walk over to the bioorganism body that is now kind of the plate is being impaled. The faceplate cracking of kind of flat surface on an exosuit, like a monitor on a swivel. Okay, imagine like a TV head, a monitor on a hinge swivel, and an exoframe suit that has sinew and muscles, just
I'm
wires.
going right for that musculature, because if there's a venous system in there, then it's going to go throughout this whole system and fuck it right the hell up. Come
Okay, go
on,
ahead.
5d6. Okay, that's 4, 4, 1, 5, 6, baby.
6 critical. Let's go. Okay, so as you paste, what is the name of the augmentation you got?
The augmentation, exactly. Let me pull up my sheet. It is it is the exoglands. It is specifically the palm models. I hit something with my palm. It releases
Nice.
chloroform. And I'm
Nova.
just going
Nice.
to so I'm sticking my hand directly into the musculature. I don't care if my hand gets cut up from like wires or whatnot, and squeezing my hand into a fist to release as much of the neurotoxin as possible.
Yeah. You as you press the toxin into the body's frame, to your surprise, with a surprising amount of give, the body shudders as this synthetic material is very real and responsive. Furthermore, you find that as you press into it, there is a very thin sort of plastic coating overlaying the vessels as if protecting it from the outside air. And you're pressing this toxin in over this sheen, um, almost like suffocating it. If you think of it like saran wrap over these vessels, so now that you're up close to it, uh, that toxin, it almost is like a fresh tattoo that has that little bit of bubble or a blister. That's how you see the toxin kind of fill in the layer between the muscle sinew and what serves as a transparent skin. The form sags. Cut out, you're able to get out from under its body.
Cutout's going to like um push it off of her and like roll away and just kind of sit there kneeling with her head down, um, just kind of swallowing really, really hard as if she's trying not to throw up. And you can tell this was a very disturbing, upsetting thing for her. But she then says, did you find where we need to go?
Sorry, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was really fucking gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's stairs. Stairs, you okay? You okay?
let's go. Let's go now.
I just shoot point a look, like keep an eye on him, and I will head down the stairs.
And Cutout's going to
Oh.
take a huge deep breath. And
Point's actually going to offer like an arm down, not a hand, something that like they can choose to grab if they want.
she's gonna look, and you can see her deciding if she wants to take the help. And she's gonna put her injured arm on Point, on the other one on her knee, and push herself up. And as soon as she's standing up, she removes her hand from Point, nods at Point, and just goes to the stairs and walks down.
Okay.
I'll follow.
All right. Walking down the set of stairs that was at the almost like a trap door of the barn house memorial, um, there is a final door with a scan key code. Um, all it takes is for you to swipe the Biotechnica clearance, and you should be able to walk through the door. So, any last moment thoughts,
Yeah, Cutout's gonna go,
comments?
wait. Before you do this, I'm going in there first.
You
You
sure?
hear?
Look,
Don't. I'm going in there first. And she's gonna take out her sidearm She still has a shotgun. She's going to, as best as she can, like manipulate the shotgun so it's like over her arm, and pull out her submachine gun. So she has a submachine gun like underneath an arm, holding it, and as best she could, and her sidearm out. She's gonna take a deep breath, and she's gonna look at Point, and she's gonna look at Wasp and go, "The second this door opens, you get behind me. Do you understand?"
I think that Point is kind of leaned against the opposite wall. I imagine it's like a small space. And it's kind of looking at the door and says, "Since we're working together, can I have the courtesy of your reasoning to sacrifice yourself to whatever's behind that door?"
Sacrifice. This is not a sacrifice. This is fun. This is what I do. So let me do what I do. Also, what's the point of having all this gear and all this machinery if I can't use it?
The point is to make sure people don't have to in the future.
Well, you won't have to use it. I get to. So stay behind me. Open the door.
And Point will kind of, their eyes will drift over to Wasp. And a kind of, "It's up to you."
Look, as weirdly attractive as I find this whole tough guy thing, look, I had to say as a medical professional and as someone who is a member of this community, I'm honored by you wanting to put your neck out like this, but I also don't want you to get you killed. Believe it or not, Cutout, you've made a mark on me. So I'll stick behind you, but I'm going to have sedatives at the ready. You ain't going in alone.
Please don't use your sleepy thing on me.
She just shows a deflated palm. I'm going to need about 5 minutes, and I'm going to need to make more chloroform. You're all okay, sweetheart.
Okay, all right. Just don't. Okay, okay. Um, and then she's gonna kind of push up, like kind of hold everything together and go, and then nod at them both. And wait for the door to open.
I think you have the key, right, Wasp?
I do. Damn, I do have the key. So I will hand the key. I was like, wait, I have the key.
Wasp is like, ah, shit.
Like, there is this moment for like walking up to the door. Wasp, the key. Right, I got the key. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
The
No problem. You do whatever you need to, you crazy sacco pretty ballerina.
And she'll open the door.
the
And then you're
door,
behind Cutout.
sure. The door kind of cracks open, slides open. Inside, you find what appears to be a small, about, I would say, like the equivalent of a walk-in storage closet, maybe double that, a big one. Yet one more workshop room for Architect Ham. Walking, the door kind of swings open, and you just kind of hear behind static. Well, come on in. Don't be shy. The room ahead of you appears to be colder. Probably 30 to 40 degrees colder than the tending agricultural temperature outside. It appears to be looking through the doorway, a low kind of humidity as a fog cloud on the floor, as if like a temperature controlled greenhouse, but environment.
Mm.
One
Who's
would
there?
even say perhaps medical grade.
Okay. Uh, just as promised, Cutout goes in first. Um, Guns just pointed at wherever the voice came from. But they don't say anything. They just kind of step forward a little bit so that Point and Wasp can come behind them. And they don't turn around, but they kind of like with their eyes kind of glance over their shoulder as they're pointing at wherever the voice is coming from.
Okay, are you stepping into the room fully?
Yes.
Okay. You scan the room and you can see what appears to be rows of jars on the floor. They appear to be like mason jars. You would see dozens, 10, 12, dozens and dozens and dozens. A lot of the room, there is space for you to walk in through the doorway, but the sides, if it's almost like if you've ever walked through like a botanical garden and there's a
Mm.
walking path through a little garden, a little walking trail. What you're seeing through this low fog, this humidity controlled room, this room that glows a soft amber, burnt orange kind of red. There are jars on the floor, dozens of them, and you can see, and on a small dais, just appears to be a jar in discoloration. Um, Additionally, on the side of the room, as there's a walkway, it makes almost like a T as a cross, a lowercase T, without the leftmost handle. So there is a second path from the doorway straight through, and a path diverging to the right. The path diverging to the right shows full synthetic musculature uh, biotech suits against the back wall in different stages. You see one of like the exosuit variety previously noted, where it's just a minimal organic inlay to control factory suits. You see a development similar to the property hound dog, a robotic defense dog using a more advanced sort of musculature fibrature. And then the third, body on the wall. A being fully synthetic, biomass. The coloring is different, but it is unmistakably humanoid. The monitor, face flat monitor with the head uh, on a hinge neck swivel. The sound appears to be ambient for speakers placed through the room.
Mm.
Next to the dais, there is a curved, uh, resting bowl, I suppose would be the closest word I can think of. A sort of curved mantle or scooped out hand rest, um, almost spherical. Uh, the floor is yours. You can speak aloud. The scene is yours.
Um, I'm in the room I don't know if they stepped in behind me, but I've stepped fully into the room
Mhm.
and I see these jars on the floor and the inelegancy of cutout kind of forces her to want to kick one of them um, as she
Sure.
walks. So she's going to step forward more into the room and looks down and gives one of them like a little, not a hard kick, but like a nudge enough to like hopefully get it to tip.
Sure.
Um, so
You don't need to roll anything. You
mhm.
have perfect bodily autonomy. Well, besides your arm, perfect bodily autonomy. And you kick over one of the. Are you intending to knock it over or just tip it?
uh, you kind of want to see what it does. Like if it's gonna like do one of those like egg things, you know, one of those things that you
Yeah.
punch and it kind of stands back up. She's kind of want to see what it's going to do. The experience of being above.
Hmm.
Now she's very, very like one cautious but also curious to see what these things do, especially as she eyes the additional suits. So
Sure.
she's
Sure.
gonna kick not hard, but she wants to see what it does.
Okay. You kick the can as it tinks against the other mason jars next to it, and you can see a little bit of the movement shows that there is this sort of like paste like material inside all the jars. The jars clink 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 clink, clink in a roll together, and you hear, "Oh, well, I do wish you wouldn't do that. It's the akin to knocking off a year of my life if they break."
Um, hmm. Cutouts an obvious pain and also in a weird blaming type of mood because she sees the suits and sees one of the suits that has previously attacked her. So out of like pettiness, is going to kick the other side.
Okay. The jar, you're going to kick one of them. Uh, Point and Wasp, you've walked in behind the room. This is enough time for there to be a cursory sweep of the room, enough time for Cutout to dissociate enough to inspect some jars, kick them once, kick them twice. So what would you have done in this interim moment? Give it, let's say, a gracious minute.
I immediately connect. Oh, that weird flesh thing that was on cutout probably is a part of that. So I reach into the bag where I had him and just open the bag a little bit and I say, sorry, we're a little under a little bit of stress at the moment. This wouldn't happen to belong to you, would it? And I just hold up the bag with the weird synthetic flesh goo dog thing.
Uh, okay. Uh, it goes, so the voice that comes through the speakers says, "Oh, yes, terribly sorry about that. House defense measures and all. Now, if you'd be so kind as to change, uh, my cell, just replace one of the jars. Everything will
Oh,
continue right as it should. Thank you for your cooperation."
I apologize. Look, I would love to help you, but firstly, who, what, and why are you here? Because we're not putting any goddamn cell in there because this is going to end up like the fried turkey incident of 2023. So let's answer some questions, compadre.
Point, what are you up to?
Point has been thinking a lot as they look around the room. Um, there is some kind of like moments of like light bulb realizing, oh, that was Lassie, basically. That was the equivalent of Lassie, and like this. is someone had to put this here, and realizing whose it is, and well, allegedly whose it probably is, or who at least helped. Um, so I think they also spend that time kind of like disassociating until probably until Loss speaks.
Okay. I think in that time, I think there in just the briefest of moments, kind of in all of this time, having pulled Hammond's journal, uh, I believe you would have found just one of the more recent manuscripts that says, "I'm afraid I'm getting quite old, and the clause that says whether I die of old age or settle by the age of 80, uh, they've decided to take matters of their own hands and will probably be coming for me sometime soon. That's why it's important to have community stability, even if I have gone. Sadly, in a time of fractured internet and social communication, we hide under the radar. Biotechnica's investments in developing brain organoid local AI has been very helpful in providing logistics for my community of Serenity. I
Mm.
was named after my mother. She taught me how to grow and sow seed. Wanted better for me than to be an animal in the Fourth Corporate War. The ethics of brain organoid use to maintain fields have been debated. But without the AI brain organoid running the calculations, I fear we would not have enough produce. Undoubtedly, Biotechnica seeks to reclaim this asset at a markup. And that's the end of the page. Uh, Wasp. It's just such a bother to have to be, I only have, it's the same experience over and over and over again. But I think things are about to change. And so you can just replace this jaw here with a fresh jaw there without any other options, deviations, I should say, and I will continue to support the Serenity Project. Cut out.
Mm,
You kick the jar.
yeah.
The jar breaks, and the a sort of the latest suit, the bioorganoid that is the greatest developed, full musculature, um, in CBR+PNK, there is a fun hunters folio docket, big name cybered out bad guys. And I am taking inspiration for one as the robosuit, the biosynthetic organoid, comes to life. It commando defense unit. It is big, burly, and it reaches out, springing to life off the wall. As it drops down, the jar breaks, seemingly responding to that. A self-defense system is activated, and it looks standing at 6.5 feet, a kind of muscled golem. It is devoid of features. It is just a mass of bioengineering. The TV heads swivel featureless, a striking similarity to the paneled that was the hound dog property hound dog. It is going to make a it is highly effective at close combat with the aggressive and combat surge perks. Um, so I'm going to roll some d6s uh, for aggressive, for combat surge, uh, and close range. So it'll be a total of 4d6.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Cutout. Depending on if there is a consequence, you might have to roll for harm.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what happens here.
Okay. Um.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Cutout. You kick the jar.
Mm-hmm.
The jar breaks. The machine pops off the wall and makes a beeline for you. Uh, it has a partial success. So as
Mm-hmm.
you're getting rushed down, it seems to. How would you respond to getting rushed down by this? Your switchblade is now broken.
Yeah. She came when she came through the door. She had the submachine gun out, and her sidearm, her hand on the other on her sidearm with the shotgun kind of sling across her back, and she just opens fire, like
Okay.
full on opens fire, submachine gun, and unloads.
Sure. The bullets start ripping into the body. You don't have to roll for it because this is
Mm-hmm.
my consequence as a 4. So the Uzi rips out, pelting into the body. You can see that marks off one, and adds a mark onto this thing's counter track. The
Mm-hmm.
counter track is a pool of points that must be filled for a hunter to be overcome. You've added 1 point to this running tally. Um, Wasp, what are you up to?
So this was very unexpected. So I'm like, fuck. Okay.
So for context, you're realizing that the brain organoid, there is a brain organoid in a jar. Okay. With
Yeah,
the right,
I know what's going on.
yeah.
It's just like meat thing has come out, and I'm like, hey, look, my friend, she made a mistake. No, call off your tech dog. We'll put your jar in. We want to keep eating, right? And I just look towards Point and I wink.
Yes, right.
Yes, right. Okay. Uh,
When
I
the
s-
thing like came out, like they didn't even react. They're just so kind of flabbergasted by this entire thing. They're
yeah,
still like trying to come back to the real world about it.
total dissociative episode. That sounds to me like you should mark a point of stress. That sounds to me like you should mark a point of stress. As far as so you guys are trying to reason with it. It says, "Oh, terribly sorry. I get a little bit um ooh, terribly sorry. I get a little bit ooh, terribly sorry.
Oh no
I
no 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 nope no repeating. So as cutout is unloading on this thing, and she starts hearing this, it kind of like takes her out of this moment for a second, and she looks around and sees the dais, and with her with her sidearm, she's gonna kind of just shoot a couple shots at the dais.
Mhm. You're gonna be shooting at the dais holding the jar.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a ranged. I guess that would be a ranged attack roll, and
Yeah.
apply those dice.
Sure. That is a 3 and a 5.
A 3 and a 5. Okay. A 5 is a partial success. It
Mm-hmm.
comes with a consequence. Every time the hunters start off as a threat level 2, and when things go wrong, they escalate to a threat level 3. So you do succeed. You do hit the dais. Are you intending to hit the organoid jar in that motion? Are you shooting for? Are you looking to make as much damage as possible, or
He's looking to like get it to like just not. I don't think she wants to make damage. She wants to. She wants to damage the suit, but she wants to shut up whatever's repeating. So it's not that she wants the damage to happen. It's just be quiet, not damage.
okay? I think with the consequence, as you're having a bout of stress and aggression, the I think the consequence is the glitch of your aggression, pushing you into your second aggressive stat,
Mm-hmm.
into the glitch state,
Mm-hmm.
and the submachine gun blasts into the dais, pop, 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 striking the brain organoid canister
Mm-hmm.
as point and Wasp. You reach out to try and broker a peace, a ceasefire, to come to a medium understanding. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, Point is going to see kind of as the repeating happens, I think they go into this moment of hearing a similar repeating short sentence, but it's their own voice. And as soon as they get that memory, something within them jumps and they break apart their bow staff again, and they have one blade pointed at cutout and the other blade pointed at this thing. And they say, "Everyone, just stop now."
And I think that is where we're going to cut episode 1 of the Harvest Protocol for Apochromatic Unlimited. Uh, we are going to cut here. It is getting late. If you were hanging out, thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with us for a good cause. We are going to do uh, uh, our outros, and then hopefully we will resume and conclude this story in a week from now, next Saturday. I'm Jojo. I am your storytelling anthropologist and your game master this evening. And I'm going to pop over to Sam.
Hi, I'm Classic Sam NYGM. You can find me on all social media on the Classic site and Classic Sam NYGM. And this was amazing. I'm so happy I got to do this. But yeah, thank you for having me. This is awesome.
I can go next. I'm Calamity, pronoun she, they. You can find me all over the internet as Hey Calamity with 3 Ys at the end. You can also find things I do over at Telltale Hearts, which likes to uplift diverse creators in the space, like this incredible site you're on right now. We love Apoc over at Telltale. Yeah, I think I said where you can find me. So excited to see y'all next time.
It leaves me. Yate, I'm Abby. I'm your local indigenous nerd. You can catch me at most places on the internet. Enough of Abby, where I'm doing consultations, I'm doing sensitivity reading, and I'm running award-winning games like Dino Crisis over on the Twisted Fates channel. If you want to see some people get eaten by dinosaurs and have some really fucking amazing production behind it, I highly recommend. And of course, check out the rest of the work that these folks do, because holy fuck is it amazing. What a star-studded cast. Thank you so much for having me. Hagone.
Nice. And I think that's it. My friends, thank you for spending time with us. We will see you next week. Thank you for the support, love. Please take care of each other out in this big world. We love you very much. Good night.